understand it, Desolate Shadows will not be with us this evening as he had to work.
Boo. That's sad. Is that true? Orange? Okay.
Which is perfectly fine. You know, I have to cancel on you guys once a month for my military obligation. So if you guys have things that come up that you're going to miss a session here or there, not a problem at all. Why would I expect, full participation from you when I myself can't promise a weekly game for the next year and a half? A lot of grace and understanding at the table. But let's go ahead and jump into our session for this evening. Oh, and one note before we jump in. As we're all getting used to the virtual environment, and this is not pointing at anybody at all, let's just be mindful that we can't see each other in order to see if somebody is going to start speaking. So just courtesy and respect across the board as far as communicating, give everybody the chance to speak. Again, not pointing fingers at anybody. It's just very important that since we've lost several senses to be able to read body language and such, all the more important we give each other the time to have a voice at the table. And I will be working on making sure you guys know when I'm done talking so that it's a little easier to jump into things. Been practicing it all week. But without any further ado, let's jump into tonight's session. The last time we gathered together, Vainheart and Tradoroh woke up in an arid wasteland, stripped of their equipment, experiences, and in Tradoroh's case, his race. This land was barren and inhospitable, and the air was hot and dry. The only living thing that you could see was a winged jackalope that suggested you find some shade before the sun cooks your brains. Taking this rather excellent piece of advice, you started traveling towards the most likely direction of survival, and in the process, met Rowan, a Firbolg that had wandered into this place on accident. This trend would continue as you traveled into the jungles bordering the wastes, encountering a fairy named Orange and a goblin named Valkor, or Val as he prefers to be called. And finally, Jean, a bugbear that was being assailed by a group of wild boar. Jumping into action, you defended this man to the best of your ability, exchanging blows with the wild boar until you reduced them to a steaming pile of meat that you promptly cooked for a rather convenient meal. Fortunately, Rowan and Orange had a connection with nature that led you all to Camp Greenbrier, where you met Mick Mangehide, a knoll hunter who called this place home. In exchange for some boar hide and meat, he arranged for you to have a safe place to bed down for the night. But something seemed off, as Jean eavesdropped on a conversation Mick had with another hunter. But you all gave in to rest in the slightly cramped hut, realizing that the day had been more exhausting than you initially thought. So as we fall back into the scene, it is a rather small space, 10 by 10 foot, with crates kind of piled up on one of the walls, leaving less room than desirable for sleeping accommodations. However, it had been brought up last week that maybe it would be a good idea to keep watch, just to make sure that there was nothing unfavorable occurring while you all slept. So at this time, I would like to ask what our order is going to be for keeping watch.
We should totally roll initiative for it.
Oh, I was going to say I can go first, or we can roll. I don't care.
I like rolling.
All right, that works for me.
I didn't think my idea would be taken seriously.
Where is it again?
See, initiative is in the kind of the center top. It's also. There you go.
All right, so do we want high to go first or low to go first?
Low.
All right, so that leaves Big T on first watch as everybody begins to take up spots on the floor. Well, actually, no, it's not on the floor. There are cots in here. Rather stiff, uncomfortable, but will straighten your spine. Do some corrections to the vertebrae.
I think
So
I'll sit
Tradoroh-
down right here.
As everybody is getting ready to sleep, where would you like to take your watch?
I'll stand in front of the door menacingly.
Okay. So just kind of sitting on the steps leading up into the hut.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check as you are scanning maliciously through Camp Greenbrier.
What do I see?
Over the next hour and a half to 2 hours, aside from hearing snoring coming from behind you, Camp Greenbrier is a very interesting place. It's harder to call it a village or settlement and more of just a permanent camping ground. There are very few standing structures as the night kind of draws on and other people are starting to get the idea of bedding down for the night. They're popping up tents, 1-2 person tents kind of off within the walls, but in empty spaces wherever is convenient for them. But alongside all these people, there are several animals that have decided this would be a good place to hang out for the evening. And what's more, as a deer walks in, one of the humans that resides here is just, "Oh, hey, Dale." And the deer's like, "How's it hanging?" Have a brief conversation, asking how things are out in the jungle. How are things here at Camp Greenbrier? Before heading over to find a comfortable spot. And after a while, you think that everybody is pretty much settling in and nothing of interest is going to keep you awake while you're sitting here on the steps, but you notice that there is a small group of people that are still actively doing something, using torches to kind of light their workspace. And you recognize the one that had greeted you at the gate, Mick Mangehide. Has about 4 other people with him. An Aarakocra, what appears to be a full-blooded orc, a dwarf, and a lizard folk, strangely enough. Having a very hushed conversation as they're huddled around a cart. At one point, one of them is like, "You can't be serious!" Before everybody's like, "Shh!" And kind of look around to see if anybody's listening before going back to a hushed conversation. Anything in particular you'd like to do?
Can I keep receiving?
Unfortunately, it's just the one check.
Oh.
But that's pretty much everything that you can see unless there's anything in particular you want to investigate while you're awake.
No, I think that's all for me.
Okay. So at the end of your watch, you kind of guesstimate the time because you don't know what time it is exactly, just kind of going off of feeling. And you go and you wake up Orange to take the next watch. So, Orange, if you'd please roll me a perception check. There's one thing that really stands out to you, and it's something that you're very familiar with, being away from large cities where the lights obscure the sky, but it is clear out. You can very plainly see the stars in the sky sparkling, twinkling. You get so kind of caught up watching that you space out for a while, not realizing that you're supposed to be keeping a watch on other things. But I mean, nothing bad happens, so it's not like that's too much trouble as you kind of come to your senses and realize, oh shit, I was supposed to be keeping an eye on the camp. But by this point, it looks like everything has really died down for the evening. Nobody's really out and about aside from the random individual here or there that look like they might be on like guard duty patrolling through Camp Greenbrier. Is there anything you would like to do?
Can I like when I wake up the next person, can I take a quick walk around and like, I don't know if this stealth check works, but like, can I just like have a little walk around the camp just to see if anything's up while the next person is taking a watch? Just for a quick walk.
Certainly. So next up for the watch is Val. You go over, you kind of gently shake him awake.
Oh, what?
Oh, what is this? Oh,
What the hell was that?
almost lost my shit.
Scared me. Sorry.
I'm going back to sleep. Night.
Is it my turn?
All right.
Yes.
I just sit at the edge of my bed.
Okay. Not going to venture out and keep an eye on things. Just going to kind of hang out inside.
I'm just waiting for Orange to go on her walk.
Okay. So at this time, Orange, go ahead and give me a stealth check. $14. You slip out the front door after waking up Val and just kind of start wandering around Camp Greenbrier.
As soon as she leaves, I lay back down in bed.
You are the worst. And I empathize with that intimately. That is me. Hey, dude, you got Firewatch. Okay, yeah, I'll be up.
That's how that forest burnt down.
But you start kind of strolling around, trying to be quiet, not draw too much attention to yourself. Nobody seems to care or notice you. It's hard to tell which. But I mean, it is still just like 2 or 3 guards wandering around. You pass by a pop-up kind of open-air tent where there are several chests that, as you kind of peer around, all have locks on them. Which, based on the fact that they are like full-size 3-foot trunks, that lock is probably all anybody would need to keep that stuff secure. You wander around a little bit more and you can see a fruit stand that still has stuff on display, although likely kind of free to grab as a lot of it's starting to look a little more ripe than it probably should. And then you come upon a cart with a heavy canvas tarp kind of tied down around it. Likely somebody's possessions or wares for selling. Although, looks like something's poking out from underneath the tarp a little bit. Maybe an arrow? Is there anything specific that you're looking for on this walk?
Anything suspicious?
Suspicious is a hard thing to look for in a place you're only vaguely familiar with. I mean, a lot of this is odd to you. But for a fairy growing up where you did, this sort of thing's not common.
I'm just gonna look around, and then when everybody wakes up, I'll tell them about it. And if they think it's weird, I'd go from there.
Okay. And nothing really stands out to you, or rather, everything kind of stands out to you at the same time. But people are sleeping. The animals that have kind of come into Camp Greenbrier are all sleeping, aside from a very small monkey that sits atop the wall that just stares wide-eyed at everything inside. It takes notice of you, watches you as you wander around for a bit. But eventually, feel like you've seen everything there is to see and return to the hut where everybody's sleeping, expecting to be able to climb onto one of the cots, only to find that Val has fallen back asleep.
Can I wake up the next person that's not Ro?
Just gonna skip his watch. Yeah, absolutely. The next person in the order would be Rowan.
This time already. Certainly feels earlier. So I am going to go to the door of the hut. And do I have a line of sight to the other watchmen and the other people sleeping?
Yes. Yeah, there's only a handful of huts here, no more than 4 or 5 of them. Everybody else seems to be sleeping in tents or just in the open air on the ground. Some of which didn't even bother with rolling out a sleeping mat. They're just laying in the grass. But you can see 2 entrances into Camp Greenbrier from the hut, because it's not a very large area. One that's kind of off to your right and one that's straight ahead of you.
I want to stand so that they can see me seeing them, and I want to look large and imposing. I'm going to cross my arms, and I'm just going to look around for any detail. Obviously, I'm new to cities too, but I'm just scanning the scene.
Just wait till we get to Sigil. So go ahead and give me a perception check, as you're kind of mean mugging the guards a little bit. Kind of how I'm interpreting that.
Yes.
One of the guards, he's got his back to you for a little while and turns around to see if anything's changed much on the inside of the walls, and just kind of does a double take as he notices you staring right at him. Just gives a very slight wave in your direction before turning his attentions back out.
Oh, sorry.
But everything seems
Okay.
on the up and up. Seems like a fairly nice camping spot. Safe from external threats because they've got those guards. The wall, the palisade is sturdy and high enough that creatures can't just climb over them. Except for that monkey with the saucer-sized eyes, just watching.
It's not gonna point at us, is it?
So I want to go check the monkey out.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
So you walk across the camp to the other side, kind of looking up to the 15-foot tall palisade where the monkey's perched, and as it catches sight of you coming towards it, it follows you until it's looking straight down at you.
And I want to use my nature speak to say, "Hello there, monkey friend."
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I can talk to people, but nobody ever talks back in monkey.
Yes, what can you tell me of this place, friend? We are newcomers here.
Oh, well, I don't know a whole lot about the gossip and whatnot. You're gonna want to look for, what was that bird's name? Sheree.
Sheree.
Hard to miss her. It's like a toucan. Big beak, rainbow feathers. She sees all, hears all. But this place is scary. I come here every night, keep an eye on it, make sure nobody's gonna come after my friends.
Why is this place scary?
Where have you been? Haven't you heard?
I have not.
Oh, well, let me tell you about it. It's pretty terrible. In fact, it's probably the most terrible information I've ever heard in my life. If you think on a scale of finding freshly ripe fruit and a forest fire, that's definitely a forest fire.
Stares at you awkwardly from a...
Oh, right, you asked what the information was.
Yes. Forthwith, please.
Oh, hold on. I'll come down.
He starts climbing down the palisade, looking around, make sure nobody else is watching. And this monkey is only about the size of a football. It's very small. Although a little bit chunky. Has no issues scaling the side of the palisade. And he kind of climbs up onto a crate so that he's roughly eye level with you. And he leans in so very close. In fact, no respect for your personal bubble. He kind of cups his hand and whispers to you.
The vile hunt.
The vile hunt?
Not so loud. They'll hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, the vile hunt. A group of hunters going around killing people. Oh, excuse me. That's the monkey accent. Killing animals like me that talk. I call them people. I mean, what is a people?
Who are the hunters you speak of?
Oh, right. Vile hunt. Yeah, so they're going around and they're hunting the biggest and baddest monsters and creatures and beasts that can be found here in Faunal. Their whole thing is hunting for sport. It's got all of us really freaked out.
Are any of the people in this encampment hunters?
Oh, yeah, most of them, really. Although, not all of them are part of the vile hunt. In fact, there's Sheree McDonough. She's kind of like a friend of ours. Going around making sure that people are kind to the animals and treat us with the respect we deserve.
Of course.
So, I mean, not everybody's bad, but there's that Knoll. I don't know his name, but, big, scary guy with a weird-looking hat.
Well, every hunt has a prize, and prizes are sometimes taken to a judge of some kind, or is it for sport, or there has to be a payback. Why would they hunt nature? Why would anyone hunt nature?
Oh, I think it's all about being toxic alpha males wanting to prove they're the biggest and baddest.
So Rowan is, he's convinced that these people hate nature, and he hates that. So he's getting a little upset. And he nods at the monkey and goes back up to the room, and he's going to get the next person on watch, but he's going to sit and stew on what's happening. So, and that is...
Vainheart.
Oh, Vainheart, you there, wake up!
I was already awake, you big oaf.
Rowan leans in and goes, I don't think all is as it seems. Be vigilant. And then Rowan goes lay down.
I'm gonna sit up, look around the room, and then I'm gonna walk out to the front door, standing at the edge of the steps, just kind of looking around the camp.
Now, by this time, people are starting to wake up. Several of them are setting up their little tripod cooking pots, starting fires underneath them, starting to get some brekkie going. One of
a
these
few of
pots
them.
starts to waft towards you, this intoxicating scent. Oh, is that coffee?
Start walking right toward that. Alright, so I will, I'm gonna go toward the scent.
So sitting next to where you believe the smell of coffee is coming from is this haggard-looking human man with a fairly long beard. His hair has grown to his shoulders, and what was probably once the pride of his appearance has started to get gray streaks growing through it here and there. And you get the sense that this man was probably some knight or something, based on the fact that, he's putting on some very worn armor that's tarnished in places and battered in every other place. Slips a red tabard over top of it, fastens it with a belt. There's an emblem of a half cogwheel emblazoned on the front. He just kind of takes in the breath of the crisp morning air, runs a hand through his hair to pull it all back, and takes notice of you. Good morning.
To yourself. If you don't mind me asking, that symbol, the cog, what is that?
He looks down, and you see this flash of emotion on his face, as if recalling a very fond memory. That is the symbol of Machina, father of all knowledge, and furthermore the order of the tome within the memoriam.
That's very interesting. So were you a knight in service to this? I assume a deity?
Well, yes and no. We do not swear oaths the way paladins do. We swear an oath to the preservation of knowledge. I was tasked many years ago with going to a lost ruin and trying to recover some knowledge that had been forgotten. And that's when I wound up here in the Outlands. But I've not quite found my way back.
So you're like me. Well, your journey's different than mine, but you're not from here either.
Do you hail from Maldred as well?
To be quite frank, I don't remember very much where I come from. In fact, I don't remember much of anything.
That's a shame, but I'm not surprised.
Yes. I forgot, not to cut you off. My name is Vainheart. What is yours?
Oh, forgive my manners. I am Sir Bonfice Celis, Knight of the Memoriam.
Sir Bonfice. Knight of the Memoriam. That's quite the title. So,
It was quite the responsibility.
sounds like. So a question then, because from the looks of your armor, and I mean no offense by this, but it appears you've been here much longer than I have. What can you tell me about this land? This plane?
Well, I've been traveling the Outlands for quite some time. Having served with the Memoriam for most of my life, I was privy to the knowledge of the Outlands and their connection to the great planar expanse. And so I've traveled to every gate town and tried to experience everything, taking notes along the way so that if I ever make it back home, I can add that to the collective of knowledge.
Ah, notes you say. Well, pray, let's see. 2 questions I have then, mostly about the land and the creatures. But the creatures first. What type of creatures are out there? And I don't mean the docile ones. I mean the ones that we have to be... If we were to be assailed, what ones would we have to be wary of?
Excuse me, I don't mean to laugh. It's just... I remember being new. Everything. Everything
Literally
you can
everything?
possibly imagine. You'll find devils at the ribcage, beasts here in Faunal. You'll find demons in the south. You'll find celestials in the north. I haven't quite been to Sigil yet. It's not all that easy to get into. But...
Sigil.
Yes. And he kind of points past the wall towards the southwest, which you're not sure why he's bothering to point, because you'd think that the canopy of the trees that surround Camp Greenbrier would be too much to gesture towards anything. But as he kind of points and starts raising his finger up, you look above the canopy and there is an impossibly tall tower. That right there is the spire. It's at the center of the Outlands. And at the top, and in the morning light, you can just make out that Taurus at the top. That is Sigil, the city of doors, city of secrets, city of pain. It's said there, you'll find devils having coffee with celestials. You'll find beholders conversing with illithids. You'll find Jinn from the elemental planes. We are in the center of the universe, and everything is connected.
My character's just quickly jotting down notes of everything he's saying. Looking kind of like a madman when he's doing it. I see. We've been here for really only a day, but I've never noticed that up there. How does one even get up there?
That is the eternal question. How? Within Sigil, every window, every doorway, every arch could lead you to another plane of existence, but you have to have the right key. Some of these keys are mundane items that you could pick up off the ground. That pebble next to your foot could be a key. For others, it's whistling a tune as you step through, or asking a specific riddle, or knowing the answer to a specific riddle. But for all of those doorways, all of those connections to the outer verse, I have found it nearly impossible to get into. I haven't given up trying just yet, but I believe that is my only way home.
Mine too. Well, if you don't mind me asking, not to jump out of the subject, but I smell coffee. Do you have coffee on you?
Oh, please help yourself. And he reaches down to a large explorer's pack on the ground and he gets a couple of cups out and starts pouring this dark brown liquid into one, hands it to you.
Thank you, thank you. This will definitely help me wake up. Such a unique odor. What's it made from? I mean, from these lands, obviously.
Yes, beans that grow in the ground.
Oh,
I
so
think
just
at
like
least. I
regular
don't
coffee?
actually know. I buy the
Oh.
beans, I grind them up, I make my own coffee.
Yes, like any man should, any fellow knight.
Well, let's not get carried away. Women could make coffee too.
I know, but simply talking to the man across from me, any person can make their coffee, but this was the coffee that caught my attention.
I'm sure it'll wake you right up.
Yes. I do have one final question. Maybe you could help me make sense of this, but see, even though I said I don't know much of my past, I do remember that I am a fighter. Or was. And I could wield magic. But I feel different. And feel that this land has changed me. Anything like that normal in these areas?
He just kind of looks off past you, just sighs. I wouldn't say that it's normal, but certainly more common here than in other places I've been. But don't worry. And he places a hand on your shoulder, giving it a light squeeze. Your memories will return, and you will find your path. Keep your head up. Stay strong. You'll find your light.
My light?
Oh, yes. The light that guides everybody.
Well, if you're still here, I could maybe go wake my companions up, and maybe they could share in a cup of coffee with you as well.
Allow me to make another pot. Go wake your friends.
I will bring them here. And that being the end of my discussion there with him, I go back to the others and start waking them up one by one.
Morning already.
Yes! I clap my hands as loudly as I can. Everybody wake up! There's coffee being made for us!
Oh, coffee.
And I just walk over to Val and pick him up as gently as I can to not disturb his sleep. I'll just bring this little one with us.
Just full-on princess carrying Val.
Val is fully awake, but still pretending to be fully asleep.
I might as well let the little one have his sleep. But everybody, there was a knight that I met, and he is kind enough to offer us coffee and maybe some info about the lands. So I asked if he would not mind if we sat with him and drank for a little bit.
Yes.
If you would all...
Lead the way.
Yes, follow me, everybody. And I just walk back out the door, avoiding anything as possible so Val doesn't hit his head against anything.
I'm a pretty princess.
You're awake.
Nope.
I'm just gonna. Fine, you get a free ride for now. You'll get your coffee when we get there. And I lead the group back over to the knight. And once we get there, everybody, this is Sir Bonfice.
Hello.
He is a knight of the Memoriam.
Well, that sounds fancy.
It is a
Very
pleasure to
much.
meet all of you.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you ready to get out of my arms now? Do you want your coffee?
I mean, it's warm here, so I don't really drink coffee unless I'm in your way.
No, I had my coffee, but didn't you have a scratch on your arm? Where did that go?
What?
The scratch. It's
Did I?
gone. I think so. Or maybe I'm imagining it. I don't know. I haven't had my coffee.
Are we calling out the
Not enough.
ridiculousness of sleeping and healing all injuries? Oh,
That was a
speaking
long rest,
of,
right?
Yeah.
Everybody gets a long rest.
Okay.
Long rest.
Which somebody that has a character sheet open, please describe where the long rest button is for Orange.
It is at the top, to the right of Beyond 20 and Share and Short Rest and then Long Rest.
It should be right in between short rest and campaign. You should click on
click
it
it
and it
and
should
it-
heal you.
Opens a window and then you say, take long rest.
Nice. I have taken all the rest.
She has
Confirmed.
taken.
I have also taken.
I'm going to just gently prop Val onto my shoulder and hand him a cup of coffee.
I'm going to hold it for the warmth, but I'm not going to drink it because it smells awful.
He needs sweet additives.
Tell us, new
Yeah.
friend, any information you have.
Go ahead, Orange.
I was gonna do it. I hold it too, but I don't drink it.
Okay.
Rowan drinks
not
his
coffee.
quickly.
Rowan, slow down. This is a gift.
Rowan, would you like
Enjoy
mine?
it.
Yes. Port here.
Here.
Gosh, Rowan just gives me the vibes of somebody that takes his coffee with like a shot of bourbon in it.
Oh, speaking of that, I should start getting my drink ready. All right, Rowan, have you had enough of your coffee yet?
Oh, yes.
Thank you
All
for
right.
sharing, Sir Bonfice.
It is my pleasure.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm assuming that. Well, you know what they say about assuming.
Yes. Asses.
Yep.
Everyone.
Asses out of everyone. I believe that's the phrase.
Mhm.
I hail from Maldred, in a grand library city known as the Memoriam. I was a knight there, charged with the protection of all knowledge. Although that was many, many years ago.
Maldred like a continent, or what is?
Well, because Val grew up in Sigil, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You have never heard of this place.
Oh.
In fact, the only person that could have some knowledge about where Maldred is
Jesus,
is
fuck.
Whew,
Sorry, that
bless
was
you.
really loud.
The only person that would have any recollection of where Maldred is has amnesia right now.
Oh, convenient.
Very. Consider myself quite lucky for that. I didn't say anything. Please continue.
But about... Well, it's hard to tell time here, but... I would venture a guess by the wrinkles on my face and the age showing in my hair that I have been here about 15 years. About 15
Whoa.
years ago, give or take a few, I was plundering a tomb, looking for some lost knowledge of a time long past. Found
15
myself
years.
wandering the Outlands.
Are you saying, Bonfice, that we, and this is nothing toward the rest of you guys, I do not wish to be stuck here for 15 years. I would like to go home wherever that is. Bonfice, of
I'm
course, would
sure
like
you'll
to as
find
well.
your way. I'm certainly not complaining. Very few members of the Memoriam have been to the Outlands, so I'm taking advantage of my time here to make sure I catalog everything that I learn, so that I may pass it on to future generations.
How do you intend to get home?
Well, the only way that I can think of is getting to Sigil and finding the right doorway with the right key.
Oh,
Take
I
me
know.
back home.
I know where Sigil is. That's where I grew up.
Say what now?
I can get in and out. Easy peasy.
Well, look at this.
I just slowly turn my head and look right at Val. You know how to get there. To that place up in the sky.
Well, it's where I'm from. Of
Do you
course.
have... Well, do we need like an object or...
You need a key.
But what's the key that you use?
So, Val, you're thinking very clearly of how you left Sigil, which was going into a bar, climbing into a toilet while whistling a very specific tune, which allowed you to step out into it was somebody's house, and they were quite terrified that a goblin was crawling out of their pantry, but brought you into Dendritus,
Oh, sorry.
which allowed you to work your way out here per the request of your friend. Dendritus being here.
So I have to go back to that toilet to get back into Sigil?
Yep. Well, you'd have to go to the pantry, and then you'd be climbing out of a toilet.
Oh, right. Got it.
So we have to go to Dendratus first, and then I can get us to Sigil.
Dendratis. Well, what are we waiting for?
Well, I think maybe first we should have a group huddle and catch up on everybody's watches so that everyone can share the information they learn.
Yes, I see what we're waiting for.
Because I was sleeping at the time, but I think people might have learned important things.
I know I did.
Yes, Val. Val, I look forward to hearing everybody's stories on what we learned throughout the night.
Yes, I do too.
For some reason, I'm particularly interested in your story.
Yes, I got scared, startled awake. And, Orange said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take your watch. I'm just going to go for a walk." And so I went back to sleep.
Hey, Val. I was awake the whole time. I haven't had a wink of sleep. Why do you think I came out for coffee first?
Oh, then you did not get a long
Oh,
rest.
then you didn't get a long rest. So you should push it back.
It's
sure
okay,
you want
I
to go
had-
with that?
Because I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure you were asleep.
Everything in my stats were not affected. I had no lost hit points or anything, so I will gladly not take the long rest.
But learning
Uh-oh.
moment. If you do not sleep, you will incur a point of exhaustion.
Alright, how do I do that? This is for the sake of learning.
So let's see here. Oh, it suddenly makes a lot of sense. It's under conditions.
Yeah, I gotta find conditions.
It's right under your hit points. Just click in the box.
Yeah, so there'll
It
be
is. Oh, okay.
there'll be a little list of things with check boxes next to them and descriptions of what they are and what the affliction is. But at the very bottom should be a exhaustion chart.
So I click on exhaustion 1.
Correct.
Okay, so let me see. What did that do to me?
Oh, you're looking tired.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Oops.
Oof.
Oops.
I'll take it for now. This is a learning experience, and for story.
Where is it?
So if you look at your health points, there is 2 boxes right beneath that. One that says defenses, and the other one that says conditions.
I don't know
Look.
where health points is.
Just so you know,
top-
I'm going to say what I said, regardless of whether you said you were awake or not.
Oh, that's fine. I just
Okay.
hope you acknowledge my character saying it.
Found it, Orange?
No. So it's hit points?
No, underneath that,
Underneath that,
conditions.
conditions.
Click in the box.
Ah.
Yes. You click on where it says add
passive
active
conditions.
conditions.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Excuse me.
So yeah, if
Sorry.
at any point during a combat or if you get hit with this specific ability, this is where you'll go in to add like the blinded condition, the charmed condition, and there are little carrots that if you drop them down, it'll tell you what each of these conditions are. For example, a blinded creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack rolls against you have advantage, but your attack rolls have disadvantage. At the very bottom, there is a chart for exhaustion, which exhaustion is one of the worst conditions in the game because it very much with every point of exhaustion, you get one new thing that stacks on top of what you currently have. So if Vainheart were to go another day without sleeping, not only would he have disadvantage on ability checks, but his speed would be halved. If he gets a third one, it's disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. At 4, his hit point maximum is halved. At 5, his speed is reduced to 0. And if he ever got to the point of 6 points of exhaustion, he would just die.
This sounds kind of like me in real life. Great. I will keep it.
Nice little learning moment for everybody.
Well, good.
I'm the guinea pig, guys. I accept. I am exhausted.
Yeah, you got
Does
some
coffee
bags
do
under
anything
your
for
eyes.
me?
No, it does not.
Damn it. That's my lifeblood in real life. It should be here too. Okay.
Actually, there is no mechanic for coffee because any other setting coffee doesn't exist. However, there is a coffee shop in Sigil, which is why I chose to include that particular wonderful morning beverage to this particular instance. What I will say is if you drink coffee, it'll take away 1 point of exhaustion for 1 hour. But then immediately after it goes to another point. So you would have 2 after that hour as you hit the crash.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Didn't a certain somebody just chug down 2 cups of that?
He wasn't exhausted.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I'm not going to enforce that now because I'm just coming up with that on the fly. But in the future, if you choose to seek out points of exhaustion and remedy it with coffee, it's your funeral.
I'm just seeing this as a challenge.
I feel like you should see it as the lesson was to just take the long rest.
No, I have to stick with the story.
I feel like you should just see that.
I could
No.
I could technically say I took a short rest since I did act out the whole getting woken up in the middle of the night.
Well, unfortunately, 8 hours of sleep is still required. Well, it's more like 6 hours of sleep, and then you can kind of wander about, do light activity for a couple of hours. Although I want to say... Let me check something here real quick.
Sure.
Looking.
search intensifies.
Oh, interesting. I assumed that Orange would only need 4 hours of sleep because of the fey nature of fairies, but nope, still requires 8 hours.
Mhm.
So she doesn't have trance.
Does not have trance.
No trance.
Not yet. I don't even know what that is.
It's a racial ability that elves have, and I believe monks can get it through just the natural progression of their class. But it means that they only have to sleep half the amount of time that other people do because they go into a meditative state that restores them faster.
Okay.
But after Bonfice gives everybody coffee, you suddenly realize, oh yeah, we took watch last night. We haven't said anything about it. So the floor is yours.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Just anybody in general.
Go ahead.
I give a little heads up on my little walk. Like there was like that cart looked odd. There was a monkey. He seemed surprised. I don't know.
A surprised monkey. I also spoke to this monkey. Did you see anything else?
The vibe seemed suspicious, but you know, that's kind of everywhere here, so I can't really say it's out of the ordinary. You guys notice anything?
So, Rowan, you said the monkey said that we should talk to Sheree the Toucan. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. But he also said there's a hunt. A hunt against the animal creatures here that speak.
The vile hunt?
A vile hunt.
And there was a leader of the hunt or something? The bad knoll with a hat?
I don't remember that part, but it's apparently so.
Well, I was sleeping, but I wrote it down.
Thank you.
Also, isn't that Mick guy a knoll that gave us the room? Did he have a weird hat on? I can't remember.
Neither can I. Tradoroh, you see
I'm
hat?
sipping my coffee.
Me go on them. Say yes.
Can
No
we
other
see
man, just
Mick
drinking
from
coffee.
where we're at in the camp?
Yes, you can.
Is he wearing a weird
And-
hat?
He is wearing a weird hat. It's one of those. It's one of those hats that has like one side of the brim kind of pulled up and snapped in place.
No.
I don't
Oh,
know
right.
what they're called.
Those Australian safari hat
Nor.
things.
Yeah. Arr, nar.
Oh, no.
Clever girl.
No, he was like South African. So.
Clever girl. So that chap might be the leader of the hunt. The vile hunt.
Maybe we can find out more if we talk to the Sheree Toucan lady.
Does anybody see a toucan around here?
Rowan looks
And
around
then,
at the trees.
Maybe we could offer, once we've figured out what we're doing, maybe we could offer Sir Bonfice to come with us, and we could take him to Sigil, since that's where he wants to go.
That actually seems quite fair. But Sir Boniface, you're trying to get home, right?
Well, yes.
Why not
Aye.
travel with us?
If you're heading in that direction and away into Sigil, then I would be honored to accompany you.
Yes, so we could have more of that delicious coffee.
Crack fiend. But as you're talking about Mick Mangehide, you see him out and about, getting ready over by that cart that a couple of you saw the night before. And then he turns and sees all of you and starts to kind of prance in your direction. Kind of this strange hopping gait. Oh, yeah, good morning to you. How'd you all sleep last night?
Sleep?
Some of us didn't sleep at all.
I slept great.
Well, it's a shame. Go get all your sleep out here in Firbolg. Go be ready for anything. But I was talking to some of me boys, and I was able to scrounge up some gear for you.
Eh?
Yeah, wait right here for a sec.
He wanders back off towards the cart, and kind of rips up the tarp, pulls a few things out, and comes walking back over.
Yeah, I will apologize that, it's not the best quality, but, I mean, it's better than nothing, right?
And he lays out the following.
Where's my phone? Where's my phone?
There are a couple of packs here, a few nets, a light crossbow with some bolts, a couple of hand axes, a light hammer, a dagger, and a pot lid that's been fashioned into a shield.
Quick question: is Rowan missing anything? I mean, he wasn't. I don't know. He just stepped into this realm. He has like his armor and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think you had all your gear because it didn't make sense for you to not have it.
Right.
The only people that kind of got screwed on that were Tradoroh and Vainheart. So it's kind of like my way of saying, oops.
It's okay. I kind of want one of those packs, though.
I think you got.
I think you and Trad,
Whoa.
my buddy Trad and Vainheart should split up all this stuff.
Agreed.
Val's voice dropped for a moment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was cool.
Me
Okay.
Dung pack.
You have to say it in game, orc. Use your words.
I take out a piece of paper and I just write it down, and it disappears into the void.
Me talk like this, but can write like a novelist.
Oh my gosh, how funny would that be if, like, behind the scenes, Tradoroh is taking notes, and they were like, on this autumn eve,
Just reads
we
like
found
poetry.
ourselves.
It's a rare curse. Whatever I write disappears.
Or he writes everything in haiku.
Oh no.
Paper. He's a genius.
It is a high QC. Crossbow is 2 syllables, and I got 3 syllables, and then 2 syllables.
Dear. Tradoroh, do you care if I take the Dungeoneer's pack?
No, me take.
Is this the dung pack? He wrote it down already.
Oh, okay.
You didn't get that.
I was actually reading descriptions of each of the items real quick.
Okay, I know you're exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
So I'm carrying me around.
Yeah, that's completely it. You're oddly heavy for such a small fellow.
I got a lot of stuff on me.
Where'd you get that stuff?
None of your business.
I just wanted to know.
Well, I'll tell you later.
Well, I have a pack if you need to put it anywhere.
I mean,
No, you're
Sorry.
not stuffing my pack.
I know. I'm not trying to make those sexual jokes because I don't want my character to be
I
that way.
sensed it coming a mile
But
away.
me,
though.
as a Treyu, wants to make those jokes so bad.
We're all friends here.
I forgot what I was talking about.
All right,
What were we
Tradoroh,
doing?
you can take both
yeah,
of
split
the
stuff.
axes. I don't think I'm gonna need the axes.
Alright.
I want that hammer though.
All yours.
Nobody wants a pot lid fashioned into a shield.
Is it better than the shield I already have?
Do you have one?
No.
Oh, that's right. The rusted stuff.
I'd laugh. DM,
Somebody's got to
rusted
take the
equipment.
nits.
Who feels like tying somebody else up? You can use it with an net. Don't look at me that way. This is the exhaustion, I swear.
I mean, feel free to take whatever you like. We ain't got no use for any of this. Got plenty of other equipment for our own little adventures. Although, if you're not going to take that pot lid, I might take that back.
I have a
Now that
question,
you want
Charlie.
it back, I kind of
Yeah.
want it.
Is it a heavy crossbow or a light crossbow?
A light crossbow.
It says light crossbow with 20 bolts.
That's right.
Oh,
Interestingly enough, a light crossbow still requires 2 hands to use.
I don't agree with that at all. But I'll.
Well, it's because
I
there's a
can't argue it.
hand crossbow. There are 3
I won't.
crossbows.
I want 2 hand crossbows, and I want to dual wield them, and I want to shoot them while doing amazing tricks.
Ugh, I have that character.
We'll call me the some kind of bowman.
We might meet that character at some point in this campaign. He's a
Let's
planeswalker.
see, Explorer's Pack.
Sounds appropriate.
Wait, Tradoroh. Oh wait, no. That was that's not Tradoroh who has a crossbow. I thought you already had one, but that's Rowan. Okay.
I have the crossbow.
I was about to be like, why do you need 2? Give me that one. I was about to fight him for it. Gassy, got hammer dagger. I'll take the nets too, just in case. I don't know why I said that out loud, because I was just typing it. Oh, but
Should we thank what's his name? Mick? And then try and get away from him so that we can secretly find this toucan lady?
Agreed.
you can't, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Toucanism.
Well, I hope this all works out for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not a problem at all. But I've got to be on the way. I've got some big plans for this afternoon. Sorry, don't have much time to talk. Just wanted to make sure that I got all this to you in timely manner. He starts walking away as he's continuing to talk. But be safe out there. There's plenty of terrible beasties that'll eat you. Careful of them dingoes. They'll eat your baby. All right, good luck. Have fun out there.
Farewell.
Before you run away, that's
Sorry,
not a knife.
oh no. I'm gonna hand Val my
Excuse
dagger
me?
so he can finish that.
This is a knife.
He starts laughing, this very cackleish laugh. No. This is a knife. And he pulls out this, 2-foot long blade that's 4 inches thick. Gives it a couple of test swings before sticking it back in the sheath as he just waves with his free hand and jumps onto the back of the cart that's hooked up to a horse, and his posse are beginning to move out of Camp Greenbrier.
That's technically a dagger.
And with that, I'll be right back. I gotta go tell my kids to go to sleep.
Okay.
They being loud.
Somebody's in trouble.
Lights up means lights out.
I told you to be quiet while I'm gaming!
Lighthammer, dagger, and the 3 nets.
So we have to find the toucan, and we have to find that Arcopra, right? That eagle person. That's
I
the
forget
leader.
who the
Oh,
eagle
I don't know
person
if
is.
we have to find the leader of the Vile Hunt. We'll talk to the toucan and
The
find out.
leader of the Bile Hunt was the Bad Knoll, which is Mick. The Aarakocra was just one of his cronies that he was talking to.
Got it.
Excuse me, sorry.
Haven't had whiskey in a while.
Oh, are you drinking?
No.
But is Tradoroh
Maybe.
drinking whiskey?
No, I don't have any soda.
What kind of soda
Everybody's
do you like
allowed
with
to
that?
drink but me.
Yeah, but you can't drink. Wait, why not?
I like to stay coherent when I'm DMing.
I would love to see a drunken DM now.
Well, maybe someday, but I'm not charging you for that experience.
I think the storytelling would be very interesting.
Maybe on April 20th, somebody will get to see that. But Mick has left Camp Greenbrier with his posse of hunters, all of which look rather rough and tumble now that you're seeing them in the daylight. Kind of leaving you standing there with Bonfice, who's just kind of stood there quietly sipping at his coffee, listening to the entire conversation.
Well, shall we go ahead and find Sheree?
Let's go find this person.
Bonaducci, do you want to come with us?
Bonaducci?
Sure, I could point out Sheree to you.
Oh, you already know her.
Well, yes, she's the camp gossip.
Oh, would you mind introducing us then?
Certainly. Let's see. And he starts kind of scanning the rest of the camp. Oh, yes. Right on time. And you see this very colorful toucan coming down from the trees and perching next to the fruit stand. He walks over, just gesturing for you all to follow. Sheree. Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, hello.
I have some friends that would like to meet you. Goody. Have you all heard what I've heard?
Oh, dear.
I don't think so. Please tell us.
Well, it would seem that late at night, our very own Sheree McDonough has been moonlighting with some handsome young halfling in the jungle.
Oh,
That's quite... That's very interesting.
Charisse McDonald?
McDonough.
McDonough.
dun.
Who is she moonlighting with?
Some
Oh, I
half-orc?
haven't caught his name. He's new to these parts.
New.
Is he an animal like you or a humanoid halfling?
It's like you, but not green.
I know we've just met Charisse. I know we've just met Sheree, but there's no one like me.
Not that I've seen.
Not that any of us have seen.
What would you like to know? I'm sure I've heard of little birdie from here and there.
Rowan, you were the one who said you heard this tale, right? Maybe you should ask the questions.
A very concerned monkey friend said I should see you after telling me about the vile hunt, and that some of your kin were under threat, and I cannot abide attacks on nature.
Oh, it's the juiciest of gossip.
Do tell.
Please tell us the rest of the story.
Tell us what you know, bird.
Oh,
Well, Mick Mangehide and his ne'er-do-wells are going around and hunting all of the little beasties here in the jungle, although apparently they're not interested in birds like me. But it seems they've set their sights on a particular influential individual. Ebenclaw. How can you believe it?
What? Ebenclaw? Is that a name?
Oh yes, quite. Ebenclaw leads the carnivorous beasts of the jungle, and is looking to claim all of Faunal as his territory.
all of Faunal?
All of Faunal.
That's quite the
All of it.
And is Ebenclaw some type of animal?
Oh yes, a saber-toothed tiger to be exact.
Is Ebon Claw hostile toward anybody that's not an animal?
From time to time, I know he's mauled a few humans that have wandered within his territory. But for the most part, it would seem that his primary issue is with Ophelia and Parvas.
Ophelia and Parvas. And who are they?
Well, Ophelia is a rather good-natured elephant who has laid claim to the leadership of the herbivorous beasties. And Parvas is a magnificent, glorious, beautiful eagle.
Oh, the crowd.
And is he the leader of something?
All the birds, of course.
Orange?
Hmm?
Oh, I was just like, what'd you say?
No, I'm just making little jokes.
Oh.
And you said
I was like,
Ophelia is the
no,
leader
I'm
of
like,
what?
her heart. I like her heart.
And you said Ophelia is the leader of who?
Vegisauruses,
The Vegisauruses.
the herbivorous creatures.
I'm just
It
gonna
appears
put
we've stepped
Vegisauruses.
into a tussle for power.
Oh yes, with Funnel being absorbed back into the Beastlands. It is without leadership, and so the
And what
three
do
of
you
them are
mean,
looking to
absorb?
take that seat. Allow me to explain. And Bonfice just kind of steps in back into the conversation that he kind of got pushed out of by just the sheer personality exuded by Sheree. By all means. You see, within the Outlands, all of the gate towns bear semblance to the outer planes that they are connected to. For example, if we were to find the gate here in Funnel, you would be able to transport yourself to the Beastlands. The rib cage would take you to the Nine Hells.
Wait,
It's
the rib cage?
another gate town.
It's not that giant rib cage I saw when we got here, is it?
No. We are
Oh, thank God.
quite opposite of the other side of the spire. But in order to remain here in the Outlands, they have to embrace the idea of neutrality. If
So
they are too closely affiliate, or if they're too close in their people, their actions, how they present themselves, the gate towns will be absorbed back into their outer planes.
Is this
So
what
there's
happened
the-
to?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Is this what happened to Fodel? Because I knew that it had been fractured and part of it had been ripped
Yes.
away.
Yes, precisely. Funnel, as it was, 2 months ago, was a rather prosperous and large city. Now it is no more than what you see here in Camp Greenbrier.
That's quite a difference.
But
So something happened with the people here, and they acted too much like the people in the Beastlands?
yes, exactly. Which the Beastlands are a very unique outer plane where they embrace both chaos and law. But they have to find a way to maintain the neutrality of the Outlands, because breaking from that neutrality, even, I know I keep going back to it as an example, it's just the best one. If the rib cage that connects to the Nine Hells becomes too orderly, it gets absorbed back into Avernus. So they have to allow the smallest amount of chaos in order to maintain their placing here.
So what do they have? What did they have to allow in what the fuck are we? Funnel for it to stay here. What happened that they didn't do?
They abandoned law.
Oh,
And
The
that
law.
is what this power struggle is all about, is restoring that balance, restoring that law, making sure there is somebody to dictate how to behave. What is okay, what is not okay, what is good, what is evil. As long as they have that order, they can regrow what they had, get back to the positioning they once were.
Order out of chaos.
so the leaders, Ebanclaw, Parvas, and Ophelia, would be part of restoring that order. Yes.
That is what their intention is, although Ebanclaw is prideful and vicious, believes strength, or rather might, is right. Ophelia is a little more easygoing. He believes that people can rule themselves, and Parvas is... Well, how is Parvas handling this power struggle? Oh, he's staying out of it until, Ophelia or Ebanclaw kill each other, and then he'll swoop on in with his magnificent wings.
Somebody's got a crush.
Oh, stop. He's only the most beautiful bird to be in the sky.
I can tell your
That-
beak's going red.
Oh, my.
Okay. So, if an all-out war were to break out between these three factions, obviously that throws this area into chaos and could potentially endanger the very state of the being here.
That is correct. Now, we're currently in a good placing because nobody has outwardly attacked anybody. It's just a lot of aggressive talk, mostly from Ebanclaw. But if they do not resolve the situation soon and choose, even more of Faunal will return to the Beastlands.
The fate of this place hangs in the balance.
And Mick and friends are really going to throw a wrench in it if they kill any of these leaders.
I feel there's two ways to look at that. They kill one of the leaders, the other leader assumes power and emplaces their laws. But they could also push the factions into war with each other by hunting the very beings.
Can we step away from Sheree and Beneficiado for a moment? Have a group huddle?
Group huddle. Group huddle.
Yes, talk amongst yourselves. I'll just... Well, Sheree, what else have you heard? Did you know the Modrons opened a coffee shop in Sigil? No, I did not know that. I haven't been to Sigil yet. Oh, you poor dear.
They have coffee up there?
Okay, so we're away now, right?
We're private.
So you guys, I know we all just kind of met and everything, but how invested are we in saving this place and helping to try to save Faunal? Or should we just GTFO to Sigil?
I do not think I could bear the thought of watching innocent souls' lives being thrown into turmoil because of such events.
Oh, sorry, I just threw up a little bit. Continue.
I don't want to see any wild places spoiled.
Tradoroh, any insight?
Take out my hand and I say,
What about you,
What
Gene?
say you? Oh, Gene's not here.
Gene's here? Shut up.
Oh, hello, Gene.
Gene just waves.
Hello. I didn't see you down there.
What about... I just look right at the fairy. Orange, what say you?
I just nod.
Well, that was super helpful.
I guess
Good talk, guys. That was a great
the
discussion.
debate-
We really figured things out. We really know what to do now.
I'm just gonna name it now. The big guy, me, and the little dude over here. We're. What's our decision for the whole group? I say jokingly.
I just, it would be kind of like a side quest, but I'm not really sure what our primary quest is locked in yet. We all met, so we're traveling together, but what are we all actually on the way to do?
Well,
Do we know? I don't know.
I think that my primary quest would be to get back home. So, Sigil.
I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it really matters to Val because his purpose is to join the group. So he'll do whatever the group wants to do. But I don't know how involved the group wants to get with this funnel situation. And I don't know how involved we would have to get in order to find some sort of resolution.
My character is just trying to survive and maybe get somewhere else. So I'm kind of just chilling with what the group wants to do, basically.
And, okay.
What is, Rowan, what is your disposition? Innocent animals' lives are at stake.
That actually does concern him a lot. But I wandered into the gate because I was searching, and so I'm partially impatient and partially want to protect the natural things. But I'm not exactly a pacifist, so I'm going to say, let's go to Sigil.
Hopefully, the faunal plane will exist if we ever come back.
Oh, we're still in the Outlands, right? We're not on a plane. Because if we were, it would be the Beastlands.
Sorry. I meant to say the faunal jungle, but I said plane by accident.
Maybe Val can show us the way. I mean, I think it's fine if we just go to Sigil. I feel like that's...
Okay. I just wanted to see, because it might be a significant amount of time, I don't know, to stay here and do this, and I didn't know if anyone actually wanted to or not.
I'm thinking about like what could be left behind, and as we've learned from our previous sessions, impatiently running ahead could put us into more trouble than we need.
And I'll admit that I get very impatient. What are we waiting for? Oh, everything.
Well, I mean, if we did stay here and do stuff, I'm sure there would be rewards at the end of it.
Okay, maybe you're right.
And experience and levels.
Yes, a level.
Power.
Fantastic.
Oh, we might need more power before we go up. I only have 10 hit points.
I
It's
only
true.
have one more than you.
Maybe we do want to do some side quests before we go to Sigil.
Plus, the gear. We might
Right.
get something good out of this.
Agreed.
We might get money that we can spend in Sigil. Maybe, I don't know.
Or
Tradoroh, we're staying.
we could run into like artifacts. We are in the Outlands. Magic items are probably a dime a dozen out here.
I don't know if we're gonna get them at level 1.
Can I
I'm
just
just saying.
We must protect these creatures from death.
Yes, please, Charlie, go ahead.
Yeah, can I just take a
Yes.
moment to say, when it came down to the narrative reasons, you guys were like, fuck this place, let's go to Sigil. And then it's like, wait a minute, let's think about this in video game terms. We could get stuff.
The video game had
power
to.
level.
The nerd had to speak.
Fear
The
of
nerds
missing
we
out.
had to come out.
chests. I want to know what's in the locked chest.
We're trying
I'm a
not to
warrior. I
waste
might not be
story.
a thief, but I need to look in that box.
No, I just find it really funny.
You know, I think I've grown attached to these monkeys and toucans. I think we should stick it out and see how we can help.
Okay, maybe Sheree and Bonifaciado. What is his name? Boniface. Boniface. Boniface.
What is Boniface. Just Boniface.
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 Manadu.
Boniface.
I always mispronounce his name every time.
Yeah, that is so on theme for Fridays.
I feel like Boniface and Sheree are just like looking at our group as we like get louder and louder because of the mispronunciation of a name.
Maybe
So-
they can tell us how we can help in some whatever whatever we're supposed to. Maybe they can give us our quest items,
Yes.
actions.
Back to the bird.
That's when you notice the bird has an exclamation point above their head.
Oh, there's a dialogue option.
And for the other stuff, Boniface has a question mark. That's the lore.
But coming to this group decision to maybe see, look into this situation with the Vile Hunt and its relation to these 3 warring factions or pre-warring factions. You kind of break away from your huddle, come back over, and Boniface and Sheree are just yapping. Boniface cracks a joke that makes Sheree just lose it.
I'm gonna do a little cough to get their attention.
Welcome back.
So, Boniface, we have decided to look into this matter a little bit.
Oh. All right then.
And, I just thought about it. You're trying to get to Sigil. If you wish to wait for us here, you can. If you wish to come with us still, you could. Or if you wish to continue searching for a path to Sigil on your own, well, that's another option.
Well, I have been reinvigorated, and my desire to return home is tenfold what it was prior to talking. I believe that we'll part ways, and perhaps we'll meet again in Sigil.
Ah, yes. And if we do, you can tell me more stories. And show me the coffee shop.
I would be
Please show me
absolutely
the coffee
delighted.
shop.
I could tell you the history of Maldred,
Good luck on your travels.
and good luck to you.
Yes. Can we maybe get some more coffee before you leave?
I believe it should be cutting you off.
No!
Faint-hearted Boniface sitting in a tree.
I just gently
SIPPING.
bonk Val on
Sipping
the
on
head.
the coffee. Ow!
Hey.
I
Save it
wasn't
for the
that
enemy.
rough. Just enough to make him stop singing. See, he doesn't even have a scratch. He's fine.
Is Lady Toucan still here?
Yes.
Sheree.
Sheree, yes. If you could tell us what we want to, we can ask how we can help, but,
Think
don't we have to pick a side or talk to both of the leaders or something? What do you guys
I
think?
think that's what Sheree would tell us, right?
Okay.
No, I feel like Sheree would be like, fuck the 2 leaders. It's
Well,
all
let's
about
find
my
out.
big, balding eagle.
Sheree!
Yes.
As far as... yes, well, We have decided to stay and help, and possibly get paid. What can you tell us about the warring sides?
Well, I come from Eagle's Eyrie, which is where my wonderful leader is located at the moment, just enjoying his time and biding his time, waiting for the opportune moment to make a decisive strike. Oh, and then I suppose that Ebon Claw can be found at Razortooth Rock deep within the jungle.
Alright, located at Razortooth Rock?
If you could tell us one reason why we should follow your leader, what would that be?
Oh, because he's the only right choice.
Okay.
And where would we find Ophelia?
You know, I have the damnedest time keeping track of that old lady. I don't believe she has any territory of her own, per se. More or less just wanders the jungle, helping out any of her small herbivorous friends that are in need.
Oh, so she has no land claimed to her. Methinks she's going to be the hardest to find. There's aught to be found in these lands.
So, Sheree, what would we do to help? Like, what would we do? What could we do?
Well, outside of just ensuring that Parvas becomes the new ruler of Faunal, you could do something about the vile hunt. After all, I don't think they're going to stop at mounting Ebenclaw's terrible head upon a placard. I think they are likely to start targeting Ophelia and Parvas.
So, if we stop the vile hunt, that would help the situation as far as the leaders of this place.
Give them the opportunity to sort it out themselves.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anybody see which way Mick went when they left?
Yes, find the Mick.
Bonfice, were you keeping an eye on which way Mick went when he left?
Wait, did he leave?
Well, if he is heading to Razortooth Rock, then he likely went out the northern gate. There's a river that flows, cutting through the plains and the jungle. If you follow that, you'll find the entrance to Ivanclaw's territory, although precisely where Razortooth Rock is, I'm not aware of, but from all that I understand, you just follow the river upstream.
Is that the way that Mick would have gone, too?
I would imagine so. It's, you have to pass through a waterfall in order to get into his territory to begin with, as it's rather secluded within the jungle.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, I think we need to go so we can get there as fast as possible.
Let's head out. If everyone agrees.
Alrighty. Are we all in agreement?
Yes, here. Tradoroh.
Let's fucking go.
Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
All right. So as you all start making your way out the northern gate and start heading into the forest following the well-maintained footpath that leads away from it, let's go ahead and take a short 5 to 10 minute break for everybody to use the facilities, refresh their beverages, whatever it is you need to do, and we will resume when we come back.
Okay.
Be right back.
Seems like a good spot for that.
Yes.
I wonder if little Val needs to sit on something. We'll never find out. Not until he returns. God, my room is hot. Why is it so hot in here? Beep, boop, boop, bop.
Oh yeah.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. I guess if you just don't get it, you just don't get it.
I'm back.
Meep Morp?
I'm back, y'all.
Welcome.
Back.
Welcome.
Everybody, we're still waiting on orange. No, we're not. Or maybe we are.
We're not.
No, we're not.
Tradoro's back? Actually,
Yeah.
Where's... Yes, there he is.
He's such a trad.
He's a giga-trad.
I know why your name is Tradoroh. Your actual name is Trad, and every time you punch someone, you go oro 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 oro.
Oh god, they gave me an image of that JoJo gif.
Which one? We're saying yes, 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 or no, 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 no.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that
The
one.
cherry scene.
Yeah.
Hey, to be fair,
Oh,
guy knows how to use his tongue.
With the party trick.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm intrigued.
I have zero
Well-
context for what's happening in that scene. I've just seen the gif a lot. And I've heard what sound he makes while he does it.
Should we
sounds
explain it
like-
to him?
It sounds
I
like me
can-
trying to pronounce Tradoroh.
Well, I can explain the episode.
No. We can't explain it now. It has to stay like that from now on. He's trying to say Tradoroh. It works. It has to stay that way.
So, you have left Camp Greenbrier, and you're beginning to follow this path that has been worn into the dirt by many people and awakened animals walking upon it. And to your benefit, there are some fresh cart tracks and horse hoof marks.
Well, that'll definitely help.
I see tracks we could follow.
Yes. Agreed.
Let's go.
Also, Val, is Val good walking back there?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Where is it?
Come
Find it in a
along, we're
minute.
following these tracks.
Yes.
Little more vocal fry.
Oh, like you guys.
Yes.
Do you want a latte?
I would love a latte.
Too bad.
No more coffee.
I'll get you one when we get to Sigil.
That's what I should have used my break for. I should have got myself coffee.
See, you all call me crazy, but I know what I'm talking about.
Is there anything special I can see about these tracks? This looks like a cart and horse-drawn cart.
Go ahead and give me an investigation or a survival check.
All right.
Gotta pull up my chair. Ow!
I'm not good at either one of those.
So the thing that stands out to you the most is how deep the tracks are, which there was no rain last night, so there is no mud. But it still left little grooves in the dirt, which tells you that whatever they had loaded that cart with was heavy. And as you look at the hoof marks from the horse, they are massive. A good 7 inches across. It had to be a big horse to tow this much weight behind it.
Whatever it was a mighty load.
Should we keep following?
Should we keep following?
Yes, let's go.
So you continue to follow the cart tracks down the path for several miles. And all the while there are birds and small game animals that are bouncing in and out of the trees, out of the bushes. A few of them say hello and good morning. At one point there's...
The trees could talk.
Charlie? At one point, there are 5 birds hanging out on a tree branch that as soon as they see you come in to view, one of them just kind of puffs up, nudging the others, and they begin singing a song together in perfect harmony. Real, like, barbershop quartet style. Although quintet, because there are 5 of them. But eventually you come to the river. where the cart veers off the path, and it's harder to follow the tracks, but per Boniface's instruction and relative idea of what direction to go, you know that all you have to do is follow the river upstream.
I think we should follow the river upstream.
We're looking for a waterfall. That's the entrance, right?
Yes, we have to go behind the waterfall.
I'm glad I got the cartographer over here. Follow Rowan. He knows where we're going.
Go up the river. There must be a waterfall ahead. I think I can hear it with my giant ears.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
And we'll decide if you hear it or not.
If only we could get a big gold ring and just pierce the ear.
It's very faint, but you're used to listening for things like that in nature. The sound of trees falling far off, sound of prey being struck by their predator, and one of the easiest and most beneficial things to listen for is flowing water, which this river is very quiet. Doesn't seem to have a very strong current to it. More of a lazy stream, maybe about waist deep, but you do hear the sound of water cascading down somewhere far up ahead.
I'd like to set out in the direction of the waterfall sound, the cascades. This way, folks.
Are you running?
I'm briskly walking,
Briskly.
so as to not leave anyone behind with my giant strides.
Well, and there's an interesting thing about the way Rowan walks, is he doesn't walk the way most people do. He takes very not delicate, but he lifts his feet higher than is really necessary. But this comes from a lifetime of trekking through woods and exploring forests, making sure that every step is firmly seated on the ground before taking the next, so as not to slip or trip on anything. It is a very intentional walk.
Yes.
One that I know quite well. But you follow this river several miles upstream, getting to the point where now that the sun is out in full force, the humidity is really starting to kick up. Feels hot and sticky. But then you get a cool breeze
Ooh.
as you come upon the waterfall, where up in the trees you can see that there are some monkeys hanging out, watching your every movement. Right next to the water that's gathering at the base of the waterfall, there is a statue of some sort of tribal warrior that stands. But very clearly you can see through the water there is an opening back there.
Wants to go first?
Well, is it easy for me to get into?
Oh yeah, it's
We
like
can
10
all
feet
enter.
high.
Ah, yes. So I beckon the others to follow up, and then we all approach the waterfall, and I'm just going to go in.
All right, so you will have to go into the water. There is no ledge for you to kind of walk across that goes behind the waterfall. It is very much a situation you're going to have to get wet.
So
We all getting wet.
Rowan doesn't mind, and he goes into the water waist deep, and is kind of gingerly stepping towards the waterfall.
Well, if it's waist deep on you, then I'll be swimming.
Wait, then it's thigh.
I'm just gonna look at the water, look at Val, look at the water, back at Val.
Statue looks at Vainheart.
I look at the statue.
Why is that statue looking at you?
Hello.
I'm
The
in
monkeys
water.
up in the trees begin to screech in a very alarming way.
Why are they screeching?
Maybe you should go up to the statue.
Do I have to?
Well, he was looking at you.
Well, you know what? I'll go up to that statue if you're on my shoulder while I go there.
I'm
Mhm.
okay.
All right, climb up.
Just jump onto his shoulders.
And we walk to the statue. Slowly.
You can hear the sound of stone grinding on stone as its head moves downwards to follow. The statue stands a good 12 feet high.
Oh.
And as it moves to keep its gaze on you, starting to look down. And then a faint light begins to glow where the eyes are.
I quickly throw Val away.
You throw him away.
I feel like I know what's about to happen, so I threw Val and I have my shield up ready to brace. I peek around the shield. Is it doing anything?
It's staring at you.
Are you sentient? That is a no.
And Rowan calls out, "Where's everyone?"
Now the light from the eyes is a slight blue. But as it stares down at you, Vainheart, that blue starts to fade into a purple hue.
I am gonna take a step back.
And then it transitions to red.
I am gonna quickly jump back.
And let's roll initiative as the statue starts to move in a very aggressive manner.
Oh no.
See, me chucking you away helped you.
Orange.
Sorry.
Hmm?
We're rolling initiative.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my charging. My computer's dying.
Okay.
And there it is.
Damn, I did not throw Val very far.
Nice. Oh, cool. All right, so since I'm not inclined to kill somebody's character when they are not present, Gene running.
Gene is running away, flailing his arms, screaming.
Are there
The
two
side of
other little
statues.
things there? There are little things.
There's creatures.
Yeah.
He's here.
Monkeys.
They.
Oh, then we have to fight the monkeys too?
The statue.
Why
could
is that thing
move.
approaching me?
Statue has initiative.
Huh?
Statue has an initiative.
I'm just standing at its
As it
heels
raises
looking-
a massive fist
Oh,
and
no.
attempts to bring it down upon Vainheart.
Why always me?
I mean, it was looking at you. That hits. I'm not gonna tell you by how much though, because that's a big number. So Vainheart, you immediately take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
That
Shit.
is already more than half of my health. Oh, God.
Yes, it is. And guess what? It gets to attack twice as it
Oh,
raises
no,
its
please.
fist for another strike, but it's only a 9 to hit.
I'm just
So you-
gonna gingerly roll away from it.
Vainheart, get out of there!
Yeah, you
have to get
you
out
do
of
the
there.
dodge roll to avoid the incoming strike. Which brings
Slow
us to
dodge
Val.
roll.
Oh fuck. Um. I'm going to use a bonus action. Oh wait, I'm not real close to. I'm not within its melee, am I?
No, you are not.
I'm not. So I'm gonna move. Not too far. Oh wait, how do I do the arrow thing when I move? Right click.
You can do arrow keys.
No, I mean
Oh, the measuring.
just 10 feet.
And Q if you ever want to like set a waypoint to continue measuring.
This is a statue made of rock.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm assuming it doesn't have a mind.
That's actually a really good assessment.
I also did ask if it was sentient.
And I can't see fire hurting stone. So I think I will try a chaos bolt.
Okay.
Might as well start it off with a bang. Oh, that sucks. It was a 19, and then all of a sudden it was a 3.
You throw this bolt of chaotic energy right at the statue. But the last minute you kind of like ducked away, trying to look for that next bit of cover to hide behind, and just throw it right over its head.
Well, that's the end of my turn.
That brings us to Orange.
Can I like do a? I forgot what it like. Can I check out like if there's anything around me that can help like nature wise or like survivor wise? I'm not really sure which one. But like the surrounding area, kind of.
There are
I can
these
do that.
thick vines that are growing in areas of this battlefield, as well as trees. Though you could do something with that.
Hmm. But I can only like do like 30 feet, right?
Yeah, you have 30 feet of movement. And each square is 5 feet.
I wonder if I can get the vines, like the statue tangled in the vines, but I don't know how to describe that except for saying that.
That is enough for me to work with, so I'm going to look at your sheet real quick. I believe you have Druidcraft. Why is the sheet not loading? Work with me here. Druidcraft. I will allow you to use Druidcraft to grab the nearest vines, which there are more from this bundle here, to reach out and try to ensnare the statue so that it can't move.
Okay. Is there something I have to press to do that?
So it's a cantrip, so it doesn't cost you anything. That is the kind of spell that you can just cast over and over and over again with no cost to it. They call it a level 0 spell. So no, there is nothing that you need to click for that. As you just reach towards the vines and utilizing that connection with nature that you just have innately within your being, cause them to start rising up off the ground before you kind of just gesture towards the statue and they fly, wrapping around its legs.
Can I do anything else, or is my turn done?
So that was an action to do. You still have a... Well, I don't know that you have many options for a bonus action right now, but you also have your 30 feet of movement if you wanted to get closer or further away.
Can I, like, take Vainheart a little bit away from the statue? Or no?
You would have to have used your action to grab onto him.
Okay.
But in doing so, when carrying somebody, your speed is halved. So just keep that in mind in the future for situations like that, where you can move somebody. It's just you're not gonna be able to carry them quite as far as you'd be able to walk by yourself.
Got it. So my only action that I could do is, like, moving.
Yes.
I guess I'm gonna get to... Let me see. I'm just gonna go right here, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Will that be your turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That brings us to a flying monkey. Cute little guy.
Anybody have any poppies?
Poppies. Nope, not time to talk about that podcast right now. It is going to take flight. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's the furthest it can get. But then it's going to use its action to dash. Another 5, 15, 20 feet. Just kind of flying above the statue. Which will bring us to Vainheart.
I'm feeling so weak. I am going to crawl away.
All right. Now, you can use your action to disengage, which allows you to get away from attacks of opportunity.
I'm actually gonna do that.
Excellent.
So I'm crawling away. I am commando crawling as fast as I can to get to here.
All right. So you weren't knocked prone. If you did want to go prone, you'd be moving at half speed, but narratively,
Oh, well.
yeah, it's funny.
Let me just restate those words. I reel myself up and then run like a little chicken.
All right. That's the end of your turn?
What could I potentially do? Let's see. How does lay on hands work exactly?
You touch something and put healing up to 5 times your level, I believe.
So I
Touch
could heal.
yourself.
I was like, I'm going to. But it says as an action, doesn't say as a bonus action.
Ah, yes. It is an action to do so.
Yes. So what could I potentially do as a bonus action? I don't think I have anything.
Let's see. Actions. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think anybody has anything they can do as a bonus action at this point.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. I ran away, frantically running past Val as blood gushed out my side.
All right. Well, that brings us to a flying monkey, who is going to fly down from the tree and is screeching at Orange. Interloper! You do not belong here! And is going to attempt to bite you. Which is 3. I don't think a 3 is going to hit. Rowan, you're up.
Am I able to tell how hurt Vainheart is?
Oh, yeah. He went from looking mildly okay, aside from his self-inflicted sleep deprivation, to, like, looking not so great.
Damn curious humans. Healing word on the human.
Yeah.
Hit 7 in the bag.
Excellent.
I'm okay. I'm back to full health.
Right. And then, so that was my action. As a bonus action, I have War Priest, and so I can make one weapon attack as a bonus action. I'm going to use my 1 of 3 times to fire a crossbolt. Wait, stop, return, rewind. Moving over here.
What are these
Okay.
monkeys?
Now I'm using my Warhammer.
All right, so checking something real quick. Your attack will have advantage because Orange restrained it with the vines.
Noise. Does that mean I get to roll another one?
Yeah, roll again, and we'll consider that the advantage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's much better. That hits.
Ta-ta-ti-ti. And then I will do the damage.
One-handed or two-handed?
One-handed, baby.
All right, because you have a shield, right?
I do.
Yeah, okay. So 4 points of bludgeoning damage, chipping off much of the stone, leaving a small crater where your warhammer struck.
I hope you're aiming at the shins of that bastard.
You'll leave my friends alone, you will. Abomination, you're unnatural. And that's my turn.
All right, that brings us to another flying monkey. 5, 15.
Yikes.
Flies over towards Rowan,
Oh, oh.
screeching that high-pitched, like almost ear-piercing pitch. You must leave! And that is an 18 to hit.
Ouch.
Yeah, as his little fangs bite into you for a mere 2 points of piercing damage.
Does that take 2
One
points?
per fang.
Off my hit points?
Yes.
I take 2 damage. Okay. Oh, ow. That smarts.
The other
All I
one
did was
in the
bite you.
trees is gonna jump down, start getting into it, and they're all flapping their wings above your head, just shouting at you. You do not belong here. This is not your realm. Big T!
Save me, orc.
I was thinking we probably could have run from this encounter, but now we're just too in deep.
The orc has a point there.
I still feel like we could talk to these monkeys.
I mean, I could probably kill a monkey unless you want to talk to it.
No. I will not alter your choice. Make your choice.
So my first choice is I'm gonna start getting mad.
Getting real mad.
Yeah. You know how the Hulk is green and I'm green? I'm just the same shade of green as myself.
You just stay the same shade of green.
Yeah.
I
And
like to
then-
imagine that Tradoroh got mad because for even a brief second he thought about running. He's like, no, me no run.
Me walk 5 steps. I'ma attack that monkey.
All right.
I forgot there's advantage, right?
Yeah, you'd have advantage because Rowan is technically flanking.
Ah,
They are small,
Oh no.
they are nimble, and they are fast. As it sees you come up from behind it, and it just starts doing little figure eights in the air, making it harder for you to actually hone in on its location, swinging wildly.
That's troll moving right there.
I will end my turn.
All right, so brings us to the top with Gene, who he's just gonna fire a short bow at the monkey next to Orange. Ooh, and misses,
Damn it, Gene!
At him when he,
which is
I'm
going
gonna
to
yell at
bring
him
us-
the next time he's here. How could you miss?
Damn it, Gene, who do you love, Wolverine or Cyclops?
Bringing us to our statue,
Please don't chase
turns
me. Please don't chase me.
and looks to Rowan. And the red glow of the eyes turns blue.
It's scanning.
And then turns towards Tradoroh. Looks towards Orange. Jean. And then looks back to Vainheart.
Oh,
And the eyes return to being red.
why?
And it begins to try to move, but gets stuck because the vines are holding it in place. And so it's going to use its action to try to break free. Orange, do you know what your spell save DC is?
I don't know any of those words. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Your sheet is the only one that I'm having issues pulling up on my phone.
If you go
But-
to actions and then spells is right next to it. And then there will be like a modifier right underneath that, and a spell attack, and then a save DC with a number above it.
Oh, but because we're using Druidcraft in a very weird way, there is no save DC. So instead, I'm going to take your proficiency bonus, add it to 8 for 10, and we'll say it's 12. We'll utilize your wisdom modifier for this. So it's going to make a strength saving throw against 12.
So I do it. Wait.
This is
Do I-
something I'm rolling.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you pick up any more spells, Some of them have what's called a save difficulty challenge or a save DC. Basically, this is just your ability to continue to exert influence on that creature, and it has to roll against that number. Versus if you're making a regular attack, you then use that +5 or whatever modifier is attached to it. But with a 13, it just starts to step breaking through the vines and begins moving towards Vainheart, which moving there provokes an attack of opportunity from Rowan.
So that's something that I roll.
Yes.
Yes.
So what do I do?
Roll an attack.
You get to attack him because he's leaving your melee range.
Another big hit from Rowan. Go ahead and roll that damage as you chip off more stone. A 5 bludgeoning damage. And then it's going to move past Tradoroh.
He's coming for you.
Big Trad,
Oh,
you can make an
I
attack
can't
of
see
opportunity
that.
as well.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep. Actually, I'll attack the statue. Let me get a little
Okay.
bit closer.
Oh, no, so this is an attack of opportunity. As
Oh.
he's leaving your melee range, you can make a swipe at them.
Do I do the attack damage or the hit damage?
Roll to hit.
What's a 14 get me?
Unfortunately, a 14 is not high enough as your sword just glances off of the stone. Let's see, so that was 5, 15, 20, 25. It's leaving Orange's melee range. So, Orange, if you would like to try attack this statue that's headed towards Vainheart.
Can I take the little vines that are next to me and do the druidcraft?
Unfortunately, you can't because Druidcraft takes an action in order to cast. Opportunity attacks are classified as a reaction, which is a special action you take outside of your turn.
Okay. So what am I allowed to do?
You could swing a weapon at it.
Okay. I'm gonna swing a hmm. Let me just ask you guys a question. Do you think a longbow would do any damage?
Yeah. It does not seem to
yeah.
resist anything. So you would be rolling with disadvantage as it passes through, but I would allow that.
So a reaction doesn't have to be a melee attack; it can be a ranged attack.
Well, for the purposes of just kind of understanding what can be done, I'm going to allow it this one time.
I mean, I could do dagger. I was just curious.
Yeah, traditionally
that's-
it is a melee attack that you can do as an opportunity. Somebody leaving your space.
I think my dagger's gonna break, but why not? Just
It never
stab-
hurts to
stab
try.
it. Okay, let's try to stab it with a dagger.
Stab that stone.
Do I do the B with the hit DC or the damage?
It's going to be for your dagger the +5.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's a hit.
Nice.
Go ahead and now roll the damage dice.
Oh, okay.
It's the 1d4 + 3. For 5 more points of damage. You expect the dagger to break against the statue, but it doesn't. It holds firm. Although you only chip away a little tiny chunk off of its leg as it walks past you. Still, it did something.
Nice.
But continuing its turn, it's going to end it right there between Val and Vainheart, as it used its action to try and break free of the vines. Valkor!
Want to break free?
Break.
I'm right fucking next to it.
You have advantage though, right? In that position?
Because we're
Yes, you would.
flanking.
Yeah.
Alright. No. No, I'm not gonna do that. Can I just try a mind sliver, even though it might not have a mind?
You can always try.
It says a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range.
Well, before you do that, I'll give you a free action to roll a nature check.
Oh, you have a big fat 0 on that one.
Hmm?
14.
Something's telling you that this creature is not a creature, and that it doesn't have a mind.
Right.
That it's been animated by some sort of spell, and very likely would have no effect.
Yuck.
Oh god, I just heard Goofy say the F word in my head.
Yuck, yuck.
What?
Yep.
Gosh.
I guess I'll just hit it with my daggers are for throwing, right? I can't melee with a dagger.
No, you can melee with a dagger.
I'll melee it with a dagger. Oh, I didn't do advantage. Do it one more time.
Still,
Right.
I think you still hit though. Unless this thing's
Yeah, but you
ACs.
could get a natural 20 on the second die, so you always roll it.
Always go for the nat 20.
Alright.
But 19 does hit.
Great then. So take that.
For another 5. A lot of 5s.
5. In the morning.
Alright, you got anything
Then
else?
I will bonus action. I want to hide behind this tree, but I guess I have to use my movement and the bonus action to do so. Is that a thing?
You're a sorcerer, right?
Yeah, but I'm a goblin, so I have disengage and hide.
Then yes, you could use your bonus action to hide.
It's 25 feet. Just
Over here. Okay.
I'm done.
It is going to swat at you.
Oh, I didn't use disengage. I used hide. I'm stupid.
Ooh. Okay. So 23.
Yeah, of course it does.
So 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it just swings its hand as you walk past, smacking you in the back, kind of propelling you forward and helping you gain some distance. But just scurrying back to your feet, get around this tree and just hide behind it, tucking your arms in so that you're taking up as little space as possible. Will that be your turn?
Yes.
Orange, you're up.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, we got disconnected, I guess.
It happens.
What happened? Somebody got.
It is. So Valkor got hit as he went to run behind this tree, but it is your turn in the initiative.
Okay. So I'm gonna grab the vines that are right next to me because I already
Okay.
grabbed the ones that are by the lake, right?
Yeah, and they've been torn and ripped apart by the statue breaking free.
Is it possible to grab the vines like and the monkey and kind of try to tangle the monkey and the statue? Like grab the vines and with the monkey and then just try to tangle the statue. Is that a thing that I could do?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask that you pick one or the other.
Okay,
As
I think the
trying to
statue.
grab the monkey would be a grapple check, and that would use your action to do so, and then you wouldn't be able to do the druid craft. Adversely, you'd be able to use the druid craft to target one or the other.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the statue and try to slow it down.
Okay. Using your druid craft again to throw the vines around its legs, restraining it once again, which is beneficial up until it gets a chance to break free again for everybody that is making an attack against it.
So, we don't have like enough stuff to do like bonus actions.
Not quite,
Okay,
but soon.
but like I can move.
Yes. But moving outside of the range of that little monkey will provoke an attack of opportunity. But they don't seem to hit very hard, so.
Grass monkey. Grass monkey. Chunky monkey. Right now,
So, originally we were trying to go through the waterfall, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to go as far as I can to see if there's anything on the other side that would
All
help
right.
us. Is it 30 feet?
30 feet.
Okay. Wait, I have to grab something, sorry.
Now, if you click on your token and then right click, it will show you that measurement tool so that you don't have to like use the tool to figure out how far you can go and then have to switch back to the pointer and try to remember which square that was.
Wait, is it the hand or the arrow?
It's the arrow. The handle just moved the map around.
Do I just like, I don't know. I think it's about right here. I'm not really sure exactly how to do this. I'll like, is this good? It's fine. Can I pause it?
It's right there.
No. Okay. Let me move back.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you fly towards the waterfall in order to see if that is if there's anything worth noting back there. The monkey is going to try to bite at you. Ooh, the natural 20.
Oh dear.
That was unfortunate. That is going to deal. Okay, let's see. 4 points of piercing damage as it manages to get one last nip in as you leave its area. But that is all you can do for this turn, which is going to bring us back to another monkey, which I think they're going to attack Rowan, which is going to be a 14 to hit. Which is going to miss. Bringing us to Vainheart.
I'm gonna take a little swing at this at the statue's legs after seeing what it did to Poor little Val, who's now hiding behind a tree.
Help me!
Go ahead and make that attack with advantage.
Into there. Damn.
You swing your sword at the legs of this statue, and the blade just bounces off the stone.
Ching.
And now I'm gonna just stare up at it in terror as I know what's about to happen.
Now, it already used its reaction to attack Val, so it can't do that again.
So you can run away scot-free.
I am going to feel a slight surge of hope, and I'm going to I don't know which way I want to run. I'm gonna go, actually, hold on, I think I can do this, right? I'm gonna go there, and then there, to get as close back to my teammates as possible. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
I am now here. I have ran. Hello, Tradoroh. Protect me, please. I don't want to get punched again.
I ran so far away.
All right, will that be your turn?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can... Oh, wait. I still have that... You can't use... No, that's an action, right? You can't use a bonus action to pull something out of a pack or equip it. Okay, yeah, I think
there
that's
is a free interact with object.
Oh?
What are you looking to grab?
The hammer that I put in my backpack.
Okay, yeah. You can definitely grab that out of the bag.
Where are you, Where are you, hammer? Where are you, hammer? There you are. Get it into my equipment. Did you get into my equipment? I don't see it. Yeah, there it is. But I have to use an action to equip it, though, right?
No, that's your free action.
Oh,
you just can't
okay.
attack with it because you've already used your action to attack.
All right, so I'm just gonna do that, and for now, I'm just gonna say I dropped the short sword because I feel like that's not gonna help against a stone.
Okay.
And that's my
your
turn.
Excellent. This monkey's gonna fly towards your face and try and grapple you.
Oh, why is everything? Hi.
All right, so it's your choice of acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics or athletics? Gonna have to go with athletics. Oh, thank you. Nat 20.
Damn.
Like,
the monkey goes to latch onto your face, but you just put the hammer up to block it, and it like wraps its little tiny hands around the hammer's head. Realizing it's not the face it was trying to get, lets go of it and backs off a little bit. Bringing us to Rowan.
Rowan sees the monkeys around him, and, he's not very threatened by them. They are pretty sharp. And I see that my compadres might be a little scared of this statue, so I want to rally the troops. I'm taking that horn off my belt. I'm going to blow my horn. And then I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Vainheart.
All right.
I get a +2 AC.
For up to 10 minutes.
Yes.
that gives me
Nice.
18. Okay.
And then I'm going to use my... War Priest again. Actually, no. I'm going to use my Hidden Step, and I'm going to turn invisible.
All right.
And I will also move right here.
All right. So those monkeys do get to make an attack of opportunity. Normally it would be at disadvantage, but they have pack tactics, so they will be made with straight rolls. First one is an 11. Second one is a 3. And a 4. See, you are feeling so non-threatened by these flying monkeys that you just walk away, and in this moment of just brash and bold not ignorance, but just not caring about them, each of them go in for a strike, and at the same time they just run into each other.
And I am now invisible. So let's see. Well, this lasts until the start of your next turn. Okay. So do I mark myself somehow, or we just know that?
Let's see. Invisible.
Oh. I'm shrouded. That's my turn.
I didn't
Thank
know
you.
I could do that. That's neat. All right. Now Tradoroh's got to deal with the monkeys.
I'm fine with that. It's my life now.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20 to hit. But you are raging, so 1 point of piercing damage from that one.
Woo!
And does a 14 hit?
My AC is 13.
All right, so that will hit for another 1 point of piercing damage. As they're both gnawing on your arm. Kind of tickles. But that brings us to you, Tradoroh.
I guess I will start relentlessly attacking. Okay, savage attack.
Savage attack.
Savage.
Oh no, that's only if I do a crit.
Oh yeah, I don't think you have Reckless yet. That might be the next level.
Okay, well I'm gonna attack this monkey.
Okay.
That monkey. That funky monkey.
You're not sure
Oh,
how,
I
but
just
these
got it
things
out of
are
my head.
evading so many of your strikes. Missed it by 1.
Bruh.
They are quick and agile and do not want to be hit.
Ally, my turn.
All right, so that'll bring us to Jean, who I think is just going to fire an arrow at the statue. Which is going to hit. For 3 points of damage. All right, that brings us to the statue, who once again is going to have to use its action to try and break free of the vines. And fails. So it has wasted its action. Val!
Huh?
You're up.
So how do you do the ruler thing without clicking the ruler button?
Left click.
If you click on your token and then right click, it will show you the ruler as you're moving your token.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I think I will try a firebolt at a monkey. This one. Whoops.
Okay.
The one right in
And
front of Vainheart.
go ahead and make that attack with advantage because you are hidden.
Oh. I do believe I will. Well,
23 hits.
Well done.
And that was the one next to Vainheart?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just in a single burst of flaming energy that was released from your hand, you snipe this monkey out of the air.
Woohoo!
I just like look over at Val, give him a thumbs up. Like, good job.
I'm going to. Oh, wait. Let me read my thing. As a bonus action, choose a creature you see. So if the creature that I want to telepathically speak to is invisible, but I saw them before they went invisible, does that make it still where? I want to telepathically speak to Rowan.
Yeah, I'm just looking here real quick. Oh, it does specify you have to be able to see them.
Okay. Can you use a bonus action to talk out loud, or is that an action?
That's a free action. Just try not to make it anything unrealistic for 6 seconds.
I'm half dead! That's all.
Excellent. Orange, you're up.
Okay, one sec. Sorry.
Oh, Orange is dead. You've died.
They drowned! Oh no!
What happened?
Okay. Question. I don't know how to like figure out health stuff. So like, am I badly damaged?
Oh, so, where your hit points are, there is a blank box that has heal and damage above and below it. If you just type in a number there and click damage, it will deduct from your hit points.
Okay.
Do you remember?
For the current?
It should be to the left of where it says current.
Okay.
Although I guess you
Oh,
can
oh.
edit it from right there too.
Wait. Oh, okay. So I forgot because I didn't know how to do this. How much damage I took? Should I just wait? I can look back, right?
Oh, I remember. So it was 4 points.
4 points. So I'm like half. I'm halved.
Yes.
Okay. Another question is, so if I wanted to heal myself, could I do that? I have a couple questions.
No worries. Do you have any abilities that allow you to restore hit points?
I don't know. I have medicine and I have that's the only one I can think of that might help.
So
But I don't know
a
what-
medicine
I don't know.
check. A medicine check is more for like diagnosing issues, or if you have an appropriate medicinal kit, you can use that kit to staunch bleeding and get people kind of patched up. But short of that, you would need a potion of healing or sleep.
Okay. And the packs don't come with anything. Like just the normal packs that everyone gets.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay, I'm gonna
None of
ask
us have any
this
healing
question.
except for Rowan, really.
What does this do? Okay, wait. Okay, so if I want to move my character without the thing, I right click it. Can I right click it?
So you'll left click first, and then you'll right click. And then as you move your token, holding both of those buttons down, you'll see that ruler emerge, showing you how far you've moved.
I'm on a laptop, so it's not really right. I'm just gonna measure and then I'm gonna do it because it's I think my laptop doesn't know how to do it.
No worries.
Yeah, it would be hard if you're on a touchpad.
Um,
Nope.
I think it's like
Here, I'll help you out here.
okay. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna go here, and then can I do? What do you guys think is like the best? I can do like a check, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want to take a look
Um,
around, it would be a perception or an investigation check.
I should just go with the higher one.
Yes. A lot of times when I ask for skill checks, I'll try to think of a couple so that you can choose which one's going to work better for you. But at the end of the day, it does come down to the dice roll.
Okay. I'm gonna do mm, do you guys think I should do a nature or perception check? Because you've been playing a little long.
I would do perception.
Okay. I'm gonna do perception.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check for me. With a 13, you burst through the waterfall and into the cave behind. Taking a very quick look around. It's dark, but you can see that it is dry in here after you get past like 3 feet of water. And you can see nearby on the ground some discarded equipment.
Can I ask what kind of equipment it is?
It looks to be like a couple of bear traps, but they look rusty and likely don't work anymore.
There's no action I can do, right?
You could still attack. You have a longbow, which has a pretty significant range on it.
Probably should have attacked before, but I don't. I didn't think of it.
No worries.
I guess I can try the longbow.
It's a really long bow.
Hopefully. Oh, wait.
Oh, long.
I just do the hit DC, right?
Yes. What are you targeting?
I am targeting. The closest monkey.
Okay, so that'd be this one here. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
Nice.
That'll absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll the damage dice. As your arrow flies past the water coming down from the waterfall, it has no bearing on the trajectory of this arrow as it implants itself straight between the wings of this monkey and it drops to the ground.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That's my turn, right?
I believe so.
Cool.
Which brings us to a monkey. flying and hovering
Damn
above
champs.
his fallen comrade, seeking to sow vengeance upon this green cretin. That's going to be a 15 to hit Tradoroh for 1 point of piercing damage.
So
That's
if
not even reduced.
I was like, if it does 1, can I just flex and then not do it?
No, unfortunately, you have to take at least 1 point of damage.
It's okay, I already subtracted it.
Excellent. That will bring us to Vainheart.
Hey,
Now, the statue's looking pretty beat up right now.
already moving to the position.
Is my shield of faith still on?
Yes.
Excellent.
You have not lost concentration.
So since Rowan is technically invisible, my character wouldn't really know he's there. But mechanic-wise, do I still get advantage, or should I just do a straight roll?
Well, you're getting advantage from two things. Positionally, and the fact that the statue is still
Vines.
restrained.
Alrighty,
You
I'm
get
going
double
to...
double stacked advantages.
No, I don't do that.
Double,
Team
double,
Phoenix
double.
does.
I was always an AA student. Alright, I'm going to swing at its heels again, and hopefully this time I hit.
All right. Yes.
Finally.
Six.
Oh shit! Sorry, that was a misclick.
No, you're good. You break a serious chunk off of one of the knees. And it seems to be moving more sluggish. Have you got anything else?
Actually checking real quick to make sure. I doubt I do, but... Two weapon fighting? What did that do again?
If you have two light weapons, you could make a second attack using
Oh,
your bonus
yeah.
action.
Yeah,
But I believe you said
well,
you dropped your short sword.
It's over there! So no, that's it. I can't do anything else.
Fantastic.
Damn it, should've
Rowan.
dropped the shield.
Yes, yes. So I think I turn visible again, and I'm gonna do. Let's see. I've got healing word for Valkor.
Again.
Val is no longer half dead.
All right.
I'm fully alive. I'm fully alive. Sorry.
Whoa, whoa!
All right,
I'm
what else
going
you got,
to
Rowan?
Once again, do my War Priest maneuver, and I'm going to attack.
I am once again macking it with a hammer.
Hammer! And we're going to do another single-handed hit.
Well, unfortunately, with a
Wait.
14,
Oh!
knocked one down. As you hit it a little bit off where the hammer wasn't flat against what you were striking at, and it just sends that shock down the haft of the hammer into your hand. You
Peek around the statue. You good over there?
I'm not going to move. I'm actually going to stand right here.
Okay. That brings us to another monkey against Big T, and it's going to miss with a 5. Big T!
I must start swinging.
Yeah!
Me swing. Will miss? Maybe.
Not with a
Sweet.
15, you won't. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Alright.
Which one?
I'm gonna do the D10.
I meant which target.
Oh, the bottom one.
All right, because it really doesn't matter. They only have 3 hit points. You just cut it in half in midair, finally getting a handle on their movements and predicting where they're going to be instead of aiming where they are.
I'm like, that's what you get for missing.
All right, I believe that is your turn. Unless you would like to move.
Nah, that's it for me.
All right, let's have Jean shoot at the statue one more time. Nope, don't do that. Do that. Ooh, 2.
Arrow helplessly bounces off of its shin
Yeah. Tink.
with a
And
little.
that brings us to the statue, who looks
Oh,
down
no.
to you, Vainheart, with that burning hatred.
Round 2, big guy.
First attack is a 14,
That misses. Thank God.
and the second attack is a 14. Both of its fists slam down towards you, leaving small craters in the ground at your feet. Val.
Personally want revenge on that stupid bolter machine.
I'm still hidden, right?
You didn't take the hide action at the end of your last turn, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I didn't know that's how it worked.
Oh, my bad. I should have explained that. So you take the hide action on your turn. In some cases, I do ask for a stealth check. This time I'm not, just because, people are focused on one thing pretty much. But you would have had to have used your bonus action to hide again in order to maintain your positioning behind the tree and being unnoticed. However, the statue is still restrained, so any attacks you make against it will have advantage. And there is one monkey that's still harassing Tradoroh.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can handle those 3 points.
I'm sure it's gonna be like 2 points.
I'll move down this way. And then I'll try a firebolt on the statue.
Okay. Go
Am I
ahead and
getting
roll it.
hit?
Oh no, he's shooting at the statue
Oh,
You said with advantage, right?
with advantage because it is restrained.
Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do impact, but you didn't put enough mana into that strike, and it just ineffectually disperses on contact.
I will use the rest of my movement. Go here. And then that's the end of my turn.
All right, Orange, you're up.
Another round of questions. So how close do I have to be to the vines to move them close to the statue?
30 feet. But your vines are still holding strong from the last time you did this maneuver.
Okay.
And you can't stack disadvantage or advantage. You either have it or you don't. So there wouldn't be a whole lot of purpose behind it until it manages to break free again.
Okay. Is there anything else that I can see in the little waterfall cubby that, like anything else?
You can see that the tunnel goes on into a darkness that your eyes can't see through. So there is a path forward through here, which lends to the claim that you have to pass through the waterfall in order to get to Razortooth Rock. But other than that, there's nothing else here to see.
Like no perceivable, like alive creatures.
No, you definitely don't see any people or other living creatures.
How bad is the statue looking?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough? Okay.
I would say that if we were to color code its hit points, it would be in the red.
Got it. I'm gonna use the ruler and figure out how far to go. So another question is like, if I hit it from where I am, which is like kind of hidden, but I'm not, is it just naturally hidden, or do I have to hide to do that? Just
I
in
would
the future.
say that because you're behind the waterfall, that would count as being hidden.
Okay.
So you don't have to have hide as a.
No, if you find some natural cover and nobody's looking at you when you go behind it, then that would still grant you the advantage.
Okay.
So I should have just used disengage that one time. Wasn't really a point in using hide.
Yeah. It's a funky rule.
I'm gonna. I'm trying to see how long the longbow.
150 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you do not have to move. You can just fire from where you're at.
I'm just gonna fire the longbow at the statue.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that with advantage. So if you right-click on the hit DC number, it should give you the option to roll with advantage.
Wait, I don't think I did it. Not really sure I know how. Oh, okay.
Go ahead and click it one more time just to see if we get a 20, but the 18 will hit.
Okay, I figured out how to do the advantage.
Excellent. All right, so that attack is going to hit, so go ahead and roll your damage dice.
Okay. I don't have to do the. You just roll it. You don't do anything.
No advantage on hit damage.
Okay. Alright.
It's just the attack rolls.
Got it.
And with that, how would you like to do this? Which is my way of saying you just killed this creature. How would you like it to die?
Dramatically. I don't know.
Just think of it and describe it. You shoot an arrow.
I shoot an arrow. I don't know. Does anyone else want to describe it? I will, but if
I'll go
else
ahead.
Okay.
If you'd like, I can go ahead and describe your dramatic kill.
I do kind of want it to like fall over on its back in a puff of dust. But anything else, if you want to add
Perfect. You fire another arrow from behind the wall of cascading water. And as your arrow streaks across this pond, past over Rowan's shoulder, it strikes this creature in the thigh, breaking the leg. And as that leg falls, it starts to lose balance and begins to fall backwards, trying to get one last strike in at Vainheart, but the hand that it's throwing towards him lands next to him. As soon as the statue is downed, the remaining flying monkey screeches and takes off straight up into the sky, and then alters its path to head towards the trees.
Do I get to smack again?
We're out of combat, people.
Now, next time we see menacing statues, let's avoid them.
I think that thing would have activated either way. It was standing next to the entrance, practically.
Now, in the aftermath of this battle, that is where we are going to end our session for this evening, with some great news for everybody. You're level 2 now.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
What is beyond this waterfall? What is Mick Mainshide up to? What is an ebon claw? Find out next time.
Yay!
You beat your first threshold, Guardian. I'm proud of you guys.
Aw.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
All right, so everybody is leveling up to level 2. And I know that most of you know what that entails. Orange, do you need any help figuring out what needs to be done for that?
Yes, I don't know what that entails.
Okay,
Since she
so
doesn't
what
know how
we're
to
going...
heal herself, she probably needs help with that too.
Hey, I mean, you never know. All right, so what we're going to do is at the top left of your page next to your name, we're going to click on that Manage button.
Okay.
And that'll take you back into the... Oh, that pops up a thing on the side, which we're going to go to Manage Character and Levels, which will take you back to that character builder screen from when you first created the character.
Okay.
And from here, it should say Ranger, Class Features, and over to the right, it'll say Level. And from there, you'll go to the drop down, select Level 2.
Okay. If it gives me a little exclamation point, I just click something, I guess.
Correct. So you unlocked a fighting style. And there are several options here that I'm going to walk you through what they all are. If you select the archery fighting style, let's see, archery fighting style 5e for Ranger. You gain a +2 bonus to your attack rolls that you make with ranged weapons. Blind fighting. It gives you what's known as blind sight up to 10 feet, letting you see invisible or hidden foes. So in the instance of Rowan going invisible during that combat, if he were standing next to you, you would be able to just sense him there, knowing that he's there, kind of like Toph in Avatar The Last Airbender. You see without your eyes. Defense, I believe... Let's see. Instead of believing, let's just find the answer. Here we go. This would have been very helpful. Get down here. Where did it go? So while you're wearing armor, you gain an additional +1 to your AC. Then there is Druidic Warrior, which you can learn 2 cantrips of your choice from the Druid spell list. That could be a fun option. The Dueling Feat gives you another bonus to damage rolls if you're holding a melee weapon and nothing in your offhand. Thrown weapon, very simple. You can have better thrown weapon attacks, and 2-weapon fighting kind of already exists on everybody's sheet, so I wouldn't go with that one. But basically, you're looking at, do you want to be a better archer? Do you want to be able to see things that are hidden, that are very close to you? Do you want to be more defensive focused? Do you want to play into the spell casting of the Druidic Warrior?
I have a question.
Of course.
If I picked one and I wanted a different one, can I get that in another level? Or is that not how it works? Is this the only time we can get any of these?
I think that specific Ranger subclasses get the ability to add more fighting styles, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But if you pick an option now and decide you don't like it, I will let you change it to something that's going to fit you better.
Okay, cool.
I'm not very concrete on once you pick something, that's what you're stuck with. I've let people completely alter their characters in the past to a different class, a different race, just because I really want you to play the character that's the most fun for you.
Nice.
All right, level 2.
Exciting.
All right, so in addition to that, you now have spell casting. So next to that class features drop down, there is another drop down for spells, which if you go ahead and click that, there will be an option to add spells. And there's a plus button there that will drop down everything. And the important thing here is that you know 2 spells. And so of that list, which if you click on them, you can learn more about what those spells do. You can choose any 2 of that list.
Is it in known spells? Or add spells?
It would be below, yeah, it's under
Okay.
add spells.
Okay. I think I understand now.
Which there are a handful there. But clicking on any of these spells will tell you what they are, how to use them, what they do, how long they last, etc., etc.
So I add a class and it adds a spell?
So once you go into the add spells option, it should drop down all of the spells that you can learn.
It does like class stuff unless I'm doing it wrong.
Oh. Okay. So that's just telling you that at second level, you now have the ability to cast spells. If you scroll back up to the top where it says
Oh.
class features.
Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
so
I could.
spells drop down, and it's going to be the add spells option.
Okay.
Which currently, the only spells available to you are first level. As you progress, you can get up to 5th level spells as a ranger. I believe it's either 4th or 5th level spells. But
Cool.
all of these will tell you what they do. So excellent descriptions here. And all you got to do, there is a button to the right side of each of the spells that says learn. And it will automatically keep track of how many you've selected.
Nice.
All right, so at this time, does anybody have any questions for me before I take myself off to Snooze Land?
Just the super simple one on how do I do the level up for health again? Just roll 2d10s and that's by health?
So you get 1 hit dice per level. Now, at first level, your hit points are predetermined. They give you the maximum number from the dice, and then they adds your Constitution modifier to it. On Orange's sheet, she has it set to fixed HP, which takes the average roll. So for a D10, the average is actually 6, and then adds the Constitution modifier on top of it, giving her a maximum hit point total of 12.
So mine's at 12. But it says my total fixed value is 18.
Let me pop over to your sheet real quick. Now, if you would like to roll your hit points, it's very important that you... Let me see here. I can weave worlds and tell incredible tales, but I can't navigate a character sheet.
Can't be flawless in every category.
Yeah, save some for the rest of
There's
us.
always room for improvement. All right, so... Oh, that's weird. I'm not actually looking at your stuff the same way. Go back. Ah, there we go. So, let's go back. Checking something here real quick. So on the very first page of the character builder, there is an option to choose what your hit point type is going to be, which you do have it set to manual.